Mahigit 3 buwan pa bago magsimula ang bagong NBA season pero it's never too early to discuss the prospects ng ilang top teams at players. Yan ang tatalakayin natin sa latest edition ng Setting the Score powered by Rexona. Welcome to Setting the Score, powered by Rexona, a weekly online sports show where we bring you the hottest takes about the NBA every week. Expect only the biggest topics about NBA basketball, brought to you by Rexona. It won't let you down. I'm PJ Manotok, and this week, for our final episode, we'll be talking about the preview of the 2017-2018 NBA season. And we all can't wait as NBA fans, and these two gentlemen beside me as well cannot wait for the start of the NBA season. Of course, welcome back, Anton Roxas and Enzo Flojo. Guys, good to have you back on the show.
Hey, Tej.
Alrighty, now should the NBA finally change their playoff format? Kasi nga, sabi nila, mahina daw masyadong East at napakalakas ng West. Should we now see a format of the top 16 teams, regardless of conference? Agree ba kayo doon, Anton?
Alam mo, TJ, naglalaro pa si Tracy McGrady, sinasabi na yan na mahina yung East. So I don't
Tracy
think
McGrady
that, T-Mac, when he was playing in Orlando, he's been saying that. He's been saying, I don't see myself playing in the West, but eventually he played for Houston. So I don't think there's a problem with having the West and the East. I think they should stick to it.
Ikaw, you agree with the change? It needs to be changed?
I think if they change it, they should go all in. So if you're going to pick the top 16 of the 13, get rid of the conferences as well. I don't think it makes any sense to retain the conferences and then still pick the top 16 of all the 13 teams.
Awkward parang sino magiging conference champion. Okay, if, theoretically, kung meron tayong top 16 ng buong NBA na magiging top 16 playoff teams. May listahan na kayo, because I asked him earlier to make this list. Sino ang top 16 teams mo regardless of conference? Anton Roxas, go!
I have Golden State, San Antonio, Houston, Boston, Cleveland, OKC, Toronto, Minnesota, Washington, the Clippers, New Orleans, Portland, Milwaukee, Charlotte, Denver, and Memphis.
Wow, Denver.
Enzo Flojo, your top 16.
Golden State, Cleveland's going to be there. The Rockets, the Celtics are going to be there. The Clips are going to be there, sure. Spurs, the Thunder, Toronto's going to be there. Milwaukee, the Blazers, the Wizards, the T-Wolves, the Pels are going to be there. The Hornets are going to be there, and the Sixers are going to make it.
Sixers.
And the Jazz are going to make it.
Okay, ganito.
The Jazz?
Pick two teams from his list that you don't agree, so he'll try to defend it. Sinong dalawang nagtataas ang kilay mo?
Gordon Hayward just left, and you're picking Utah?
Oh, why Utah?
There was a stretch last season where Gordon Hayward wasn't there, but they still were able to stay afloat and make the playoffs. And I think we can't underestimate this team. So they still have a lot of underrated
Joe Johnson
stars.
Is old.
Okay.
But he's still money.
They're not going to be contenders for the title.
Not for the title.
Not for the title.
Natin,
They're going to make the playoffs pa rin this coming season. Maybe the 16th team, maybe the last team in the West, but they're going to
with all the teams that are getting better in the West, they're still going to make the playoffs? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay,
yes, they will.
Sa mga teams na
Rudy Gobert can't make his own moves. He just catches the ball.
Denver.
The Nuggets have had so much depth before. Can make that organization is sick.
Denver was 40 and 42, ninth place in the West last year. They lost Gallo, but they signed a better guy. They signed Paul Millsap. So I think signing Paul Millsap will make them better, and I think they're going to creep into the playoffs.
Sino isa pang team niya na ikinakinis mo na sa top 16 niya?
Philly, the hospital team.
Uy, malas yun. Hindi naman yung game style of play. Anyway, you don't think they'll make it? Oh, why would you?
Sixers are going to make it. I mean, we've reached, I think, the end of the process. I mean, this team...
They're
not going to be a title contender. They're not going to make that second round of the Eastern playoffs. But
this begins the ascension.
Ben Simmons, I think, is going to wow us. Joel Embiid is going to be an all-star.
The only thing Joel Embiid wows us with are his comments.
A very good team. That's going to be very good.
And his tweets and his comments about his 2K
social
rating.
Media team and social playoff team as well.
Social media tweets don't win games.
Social media playoffs and NBA playoffs.
Social media playoffs? What is that? What is social media playoffs? What are you talking about?
For the last team
you gotta
that he has to defend.
Yeah,
I mean, it was Denver and there was this other team.
Memphis,
yeah.
Why Memphis?
No more Zebo, no more Vince Carter.
Old guys. You have to move on.
No
you have to move on. You have Mark Gasol and you have Mike Conley. Mike Conley is a leader.
Mike Conley. Okay.
Mike Conley is the steadiest player in the
very
NBA.
Injury prone. and no one else is going to pick up the slack. How's that going to
Do they have the depth
survive?
to make it?
They do have the depth to make it.
What depth for that team? Come on.
Mark Gasol and Mike Conley.
Old injured duo.
Ang saya, no? Yan.
They're
Kaya,
not
sino ang
old.
top
Come on.
16 teams
Joe
inyo?
Johnson is
This
older than those two guys combined.
Now, the biggest threats to the Golden State Warriors title bid, who is it? I mean, let's start with the one from the East, the Cavs. Can they make another finals appearance? Can they still beat the Warriors with not retooling much? Barely. They added Jeff Green.
Nope.
They are not even sure if they're going to bring back Deron Williams and Derek Williams as well. Should they trade Kevin Love mid-season? Can they beat the Warriors still?
With their current lineup, they can make the finals, but they can't beat Golden State. No way. I mean, the way Golden State has been built and the way they won last season, they're just going to continue that this coming season, I think. And for Cleveland to really make a bigger impact, they need to move one of their big three. Definitely not LeBron, so it could be Kyrie, could be Kevin Love. But if they stay with that core, that big three core, and then just put some role players around that, that's not going to make a big change for
Are
them.
you going to make the Cavs fans cry as well? Are they going to beat the Warriors this year?
What he said.
What he said. You know, enough said. Okay, let's move on. The Boston Celtics. Now, can they make the noise expected in the Eastern Conference at least, no? And then, if they do that, can they contend against these Western Conference giants if it's the Warriors?
I definitely think they can push the Cavaliers to 7 games in the East Finals. Can they beat the Warriors with this lineup? Maybe not now. I think there are going to be some chemistry issues early on. We're not yet sure how much impact, Gordon Hayward's going to have on Isaiah Thomas, since, he's such a ball-heavy point guard. We'll see how that goes, but in terms of talent and depth, they have that to be able to contend with Cleveland and maybe, challenge Golden State in a couple of games. But to beat Golden State 4 games out of 7 in a final series, still not good enough.
I know you like this move. You talked about it earlier.
Yeah, but the standard has
Good
become
enough?
4 stars.
Yes, that's true. That's
4
true.
stars.
No other team in the league has 4 stars, so
Okay.
nobody's beating Golden State unless they have 4.
4 stars. Okay, easy as that. The Houston Rockets have a bunch of stars. They have 2 big ones, CP3 and Paul
2 of the
George, and they
biggest,
have some other guys who are pretty good players. Pwede na ba? Against the Warriors? Enz?
I think in terms of style of play, they have the best chance of maybe approximating what the Warriors have. Style of play.
Okay.
In terms of depth, that's a whole different story altogether.
Medyo kulang pa.
The only way they can beat the Warriors in a 7-game series is if Harden and Chris Paul go off 2 games each. Other than
Like
that,
they go really nuts.
yeah,
Okay.
they go 40, 40, 40. Tig isa silang 40, tig dalawa silang 40-point games. Other than that, it's just not going to happen. They can run with the Warriors, but they can't beat them 4 out of 7.
There's the number 4 you're looking for, not 4 stars, but
Yeah.
40 points each.
Unless they get Carmelo Anthony, they are not going to beat
That's
Wow,
still the
hot
buzz.
take, ah.
That's still the buzz.
Possible,
Pwede pa.
possible,
Okay. The San Antonio Spurs. We got a lot of loyal San Antonio Spurs fans out there. Manu Ginobili said he might come back as well. But, of course, Kawhi Leonard continuing to improve every year. Do they still have what it takes to be a contender and to go up against the Warriors?
I think they're still a top 4 quality team
Okay.
in the West. Where Kawhi goes, the Spurs go, basically. Getting Rudy Gay, I think, could be an impactful move, but it remains to be seen. Rudy Gay has had some up and down seasons in his career. But again, it's all up to Kawhi. How far he carries this team, it's all on his shoulders.
Can Kawhi be the main man, the leader, with Parker's game going down, Ginobili aging as well?
I think he has been the leader. I think
Okay.
he has been the man for the Spurs. But
can they lead them to where they want to be?
I just feel like it's still not enough to
Yeah.
beat Golden State. Again, the standard has been 4 stars.
Alrighty. Minnesota, can they make some interesting noise? Can they become some kind of a contender with Jimmy Butler, Karl Anthony Towns, you mentioned Jeff Teague as well. And
Playoff team, but not
Solid.
contender.
Yeah.
Solid.
Agree.
Can they
Playoff
shock
team.
people?
Playoff team, but not contender.
Okay, and then last but not least, the OKC Thunder. You got the MVP, joined by PG-13. You don't like this trade, so you don't have to answer this. Ikaw, Jens, can they make enough noise?
They can make a lot of noise.
Okay.
They will make the playoffs. Will they move into the second round? Maybe. Will they move beyond that? I don't think so. Not unless both Paul George and Russell Westbrook average 30 a game. But that's not going to happen.
Now the inevitable. Medyo sinabi nyo na. Can the Warriors repeat as the champions? Can they go for another championship? And you gotta put this in perspective. Grabe, no? Yung nagawa nila on the first year of KD. Not all these big threes or
Yeah.
new big fours did well in the
Yes,
first year.
that's true. They don't all
Right?
work.
It's very hard to do. And they did it.
Yeah.
And yet, may maigagaling ba itong Warriors?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have Steph Curry last season just cruising, I think. I mean, KD, he took over that team, and we'll see if Steph Curry can adjust and still continue to be that phenomenal star we know he could be. They're just a step and maybe 2 steps above everyone else on the planet. No? So I don't think there's any other team that right now who can beat them 4 out of 7 in a 7-game season. Anton is right. They set the standards and they're going to maintain that at least for 1 more season.
Anton, is this a dynasty already? Do they have all the ingredients of a dynasty? And with that, is there any potential for drama? Magtatampo ba si Klay Thompson? I'm not getting enough shots. I need to be a star. Or will Draymond Green go berserk?
I think that would be the downfall of Golden State kung magkaroon ng tampuhan dahil nagkaroon nga ng chismis na they almost traded Paul George for Klay Thompson. So,
But they said no.
They said no, pero para sa akin, the only way you're gonna beat the Warriors is if they self-destruct, if there are internal problems. But with this state, nobody's gonna beat Golden State.
Alrighty. Well, eto, pag-usapan natin, predictions, fairness forecast. Sino muna ang lalabas sa Eastern Conference? Will it be the Cavs? Will it be the Celtics? Will it be the Sixers?
I still see Cleveland versus Golden State.
Okay.
I actually agree with Anton here.
Okay.
Cavs, Warriors, 4.
Cavs, Warriors.
But the Warriors are going to win it again.
Will LeBron be hungry enough to be super duper mega human and lead his cast?
Well, he's at the
against the
gym.
top
He's
four?
at the gym taking videos.
Singing.
He looks a bit, yeah, he's singing, dancing also. I'm still waiting for you to copy it.
But what kind of pressure will be? I mean, you never know. When you put put a lion in his cage and you put so much pressure on him, he might become something special. Can LeBron be responding to some unique pressure that this could be his last dance with Cleveland?
I think we're gonna see a lot of magical moments from LeBron, like we always do in each season. But I think at the end of the whole thing, it'll still be the Warriors left standing.
Alrighty, well yun po ang pakiramdam, damdamin at hula ng mga ito. May mga nag-agree, may mga disagree, may mga fan and not a fan of some things. Kayo po mga kaibigan, ano po ang sa tingin ninyo mangyayari sa darating na 2017-2018 NBA season? You can hit us up with your comments right here below wherever you're watching this. If this is on Facebook Live or on YouTube or on our Twitter page, just look for our pages on social media of Rexona and of course of ABS-CBN Sports. So sa ngalan po ni Anton Roxas and Enzo Flojo, we want to thank you for joining us, not just today, but the whole season so far of the Setting the Score, powered by Rexona. It won't let you down. We hope to see you again next time. Thanks, guys.
For more sports updates, keep watching The Score. And don't forget to subscribe.